Practice sheet 3. We are looking at part whole and finding our answer on the number line. So you guys have been learning our number stories, our math stories, and then we are making sure that we are writing the equation that matches the math story. So we're going to go into number 1. It says there are 12 birds. Some birds leave. Now there are 9. How many birds are left? I'm going to start with my math equation. I'm going to read it again. Our 3 reads say that we need to figure out what we're talking about first. So if I read it again, there are 12 birds. Some birds leave. Now there are 9. How many birds are left? We are talking about what? Birds. Now we're going to pick out our numbers. There are 12 birds. We're going to write 12 because that's the first number. Then we got to figure out what we're going to do with those numbers. My next number is 9, so we have 12 and 9. I'm going to read it one more time to figure out what we're going to do with these numbers. There are 12 birds. Some birds leave. Now there are 9 birds. Well, if the birds are leaving, I'm going to subtract. But right here it says some birds leave. It doesn't tell me how many. So I have to leave this as a blank because I'm not sure yet. Then it says now there are 9 birds. So my equation looks like this. 12 minus what number equals 9. Up here it shows that we can flip it as a fact family. So I actually like to do that. I'm going to flip it and say 9 plus what number gives me 12. So now I'm going to count up. So I flipped it to adding. So 9 plus what number equals 12. This is our regular equation. 12 take away a number equals 9. You could also say 12 take away 9 equals what number. So you can flip it that way too. So you also have your part whole. So we have 9 as a part, 12 as a whole, and we are trying to solve for that other part. So I'm going to count up. I'm going to start with 9, and I'm going to count until I get to 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know that my missing number on all of those is a 3. How many birds are left? There are 3 birds left. Number 2 gives us something different. It gives us a number line to look at instead of a part whole. So let's look at this one. First, part of our 3 reads is when I read it, we're going to try to figure out what we're talking about. It says some birds are in a tree. 11 more birds join. Now there are 14 birds. How many birds were there to start? Okay, part of my 3 reads, what are we talking about? Birds. My second 3 read, the second thing we need to do is pick our numbers. Some birds are in a tree. 11 more birds join. Now there are 14 birds. How many birds how many birds were there to start? Well, let's start our equation. If we read it at the same time that we write our equation, it makes a little more sense. Well, to me it does. So if I say some birds are in a tree, this line doesn't have a number because it says some birds. It doesn't give me an amount. Then it says 11 more birds join. Are we adding or subtracting? You're right, we're going to add. So my number here is 11. We're going to add 11. Then it says now there are 14 birds in the tree. We have to solve and find out how many birds were in the tree to start with before 11 joined them. So I'm going to start on my number line at 11 because that's one of my add-ins, and I'm going to go all the way to 14, and I'm going to see how many jumps it takes me to get there. So 11 12, 13, 14. Now I'm going to count my jumps. 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps. So how many birds were in the tree to start? 3. There were 3 birds. We're going to flip it over. I'm going to read these for you, and you are going to solve them. So you have some spaces out here where you can work out your equation. Number 3 says, Will has some carrots. He ate 4. Now he has 7. How many carrots did Will have to start? Pause here. Try to work your equation. If you need to, rewind it and listen to this number again. Number 4, there are 9 long carrots and 6 short carrots. How many carrots are there in all? Pause here. Work out your equation or rewind it if you need to hear it again. Number 5, there are 13 carrots. 11 carrots are long. The rest are short. How many are short? Pause here, work out your equation, and rewind it if you need to reread it. Number 6 says, there are 16 carrots. A bunny eats some. Now there are 7 carrots. How many did the bunny eat? We are going to circle the equation that matches this problem. If you need to pause and rewind to re-listen, please do, and then circle your equation.